Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, technical difficulties, as usual. Fighting it all. So, if this looks or sounds like garbage, sorry. Oh, Lord. It looks like it's doing okay right now. Okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's passable. How's everybody doing? Why do I feel like I'm zoomed in really far? I don't know. If I can reach it. That doesn't look any different. Okay. One of these days, I will put on a professional show that is not a show. However, since it's not a show, I don't have to feel bad about it, right? You guys know what you're getting into. Sometimes there's weeks like this where it just isn't cooperating. And I really don't know why. Oh, the internet is miserable right now. I wonder if it is the internet. So I'll just try to talk while I'm looking at this. If you're new to this program, it is a happy hour. It's an excuse to hang out and to drink together. So we're supposed to not really care if things don't work the way they're supposed to, but I still do, because secretly I do kind of like this, and I do kind of view it like a show. But don't tell anybody. It's a secret. What am I looking for? All right. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, it's just my internet for some reason is not happy. Rather than kill the show and restart it, we'll just try to roll through this, guys. Maybe it'll fix itself. If you don't understand kind of the point of this, jump on the chat and tell me what you're drinking. I'm going to dive into a beer in just a second, because it's a happy hour. The whole point is for us to drink together. With that being said, let's see. Joe is drinking S'morty Pastry Stout. Caroline is drinking Third Eye Pale Down Under. Let's see. Julia is finishing a Strawberry Basmati from that one place, and then opening up a peso in my hand with lime. Josh is drinking a double IPA from Foundation Brewing called Epiphany. And poor Matt is drinking water because he's fasting. He is the DD of the weekly pint. All right. I didn't pull any labels today either. This is gonna be a short one because of how bad things are. I'm sorry, guys. So if you do want to participate in the show, more than just standing and watching or listening or whatever you are doing, you can always call into the show, and that number is right there on the screen, 567-70-DRINK, 567-703-7465. And you can take part in the show that way, or if you want to do it the easy way, you can just jump onto the chat, which is going to be popping up right here as people talk, and you can talk to each other that way. No matter where you are listening, it all comes together in one place. This camera's driving me nuts. All of this is driving me crazy, guys. Why is nothing working the way it's supposed to in my life? I'm going to crack open a beer. I'll let you guys choose which one I drink, though. I wanted something a little bit tart, so I pulled two out of the fridge. We have Grainworks. This is their cherry pineapple tart. They call it a Berliner. However, we all know with all of these things in it, there's no way it's officially a Berliner. It's a Berliner-ish cherry pineapple tart. Or we could go even fancier. I pulled out a bottle of Urban Artifacts Dilophosaurus. This is a spontaneously fermented pawpaw sour beer. It's been hanging out in the cellar for a little while. So I'll let you guys choose which one. However, choose quickly because I am thirsty. Julia says, Dino beer, one more vote and I'm cracking it open. I even have proper glassware for that one. All right, 2 votes for Urban. Urban it is. I actually think I've only had this one once. I don't think I've had it any other time, so I'm kind of excited to try it, especially see how it's been aging along. I'm a little bit obsessed with these Dino beers. If you guys don't know that about me, sour beer in general is my jam, but specifically these. I'm trying not to get too many of the chunks, but a little bit of Dino chunks won't kill anybody. All right. Pawpaws are so strange. And this is the only beer like it that I've ever tried. Tim says it's the brother to the most expensive beer in the world, according to Facebook. That was actually a press release that Urban Artifacts sent out when they decided to tell everybody it was the most expensive beer in the world, which I get exactly what they're saying about that. The freeze-dried fruit in that beer is super, super expensive, way more so than the ingredients that go into a typical beer. It should not cost as cheaply as it does. With that being said, it's $30 for a 4-pack of tiny little cans, so it feels more expensive. So I kind of like that they're leaning into that and just being, yeah, it's an expensive beer. Let me dive into this and try it, guys. It's light. Sometimes there are some urban beers that are super, super heavy with the funk. Jake says that it should be phrased as most costly. I think that would probably be a better way to put it. Jake says that Dino beer you're drinking is probably a similar price per ounce. There's no way. There's no way pawpaws are as expensive as freeze-dried berries are right now. It's super light. Like the pawpaw goes away pretty quickly. I imagine even in the taste, it's probably not going to be very pawpaw forward at this point. Well, it's still there. It's good. It's earthy. It's dry. Very wine-like. Man, so good. Jake says, same price per ounce from a retail standpoint. Yes, that I agree with. See, the whole thing is very confusing. I hate when people put out, not that I have hatred towards Urban Artifact, don't get me wrong. But the idea of putting out a press release that is trying to say something is expensive is confusing on every level. It's kind of similar to every 2 years when Utopias gets released and Boston Beer releases their standard press release that says the beer that's illegal in however many states is being released. It's all, not that that's not true, but it's very misleading and it's very clickbaity, and I don't like it. I just, tell me about the beer, tell me why I should be excited about it, and I probably will be excited about it. And there's a lot of reasons to be excited about something like astronaut food that isn't just because it's expensive. I think there's this thing, and I think I'm going to be talking about it on in a few weeks on Drinking with the Gnome when we do the Fruit Blood episode. But there's this there's this thing that Urban Artifact does or is doing that a lot of places aren't doing in the same way, and that is really kind of pushing the boundaries of what these categories mean, be it beer or wine or seltzer or ready to drink cocktails or whatever it may be. Like they're really kind of they're not blending them together, but they're pushing each of them over and mixing and mingling them more than I've seen anybody else do it, and in a very fun way. Astronaut food is definitely one of those ways that they're doing that. The imperial seltzers that they do, these what are they, 15-17%, whatever they are, is another way that they're doing that. It kind of should be a wine, but it's not, because technically the majority of the alcohol is coming from malt, so it is technically a beer, a seltzer. It's from a craft perspective, I'm more interested in watching what they're doing than I am in watching what a lot of places do. And that's not that there isn't, great stuff happening in Cincinnati from other breweries, and I don't, not that I don't enjoy that, but I'm getting a real kick out of watching kind of how they are playing around with everything. It's fun, and sometimes it's a little harder to have fun in this craft beer world as it has been. So that's my stance on Urban Artifact. That's what this beer makes me think about. It's good. I really like it. But like I said, it's not surprising because Urban Artifact is doing some fun stuff. I did not, I don't know if I said this before, I did not pull any labels today because I got too busy, as seems to be the way things go. We are preparing for vacation in a couple weeks, and in addition, for some of you guys who are regular, long-time listeners of this show or other shows, I always go camping with the family on Memorial Day weekend. So we are, not only are we're camping this weekend, and then we are on vacation the weekend after that, and then coming back the weekend after that. So we have like the next 3 weeks of just pure chaos that we're trying to prepare for. So I've been very busy, but I do. There's a couple things that I do want to talk about, and anything you guys want to bring up to chat about, we definitely can. But Westside is doing their Smoke Fest this week on what is it, Thursday? Yeah, I have notes in front of me. I'm cheating. Thursday, and it's not a festival in the typical sense of a festival. It is they're putting on, or they will have 4 different smoke beers on tap. So they're doing their let's see, the Rauch beer or Rauch beer, depending on how you say it, smoked Pilsner, the smoked Cerveza Negra, and the smoked Vienna Lager. And you can get a flight of all 4 smoke beers, or you can get pints of them and stuff, but it is just a celebration of smoked beer, which is, I think, hilarious and fun. I like smoked beer a lot. I know not everybody does, and it was almost like it was definitely a weird niche thing for a very long time. You didn't see a lot of smoked beers on tap places, and then it seems like in the last Colin says that he wanted to make it happen on 420, but it just didn't come together. That would have been funny. It seems like there is something that has clicked with people in the last couple of years, and people are either maybe more willing to try smoked beers or enjoy them more than they were before, or maybe it's just that better smoke beers are being made around town now than used to be, but it is definitely a thing now, and I really like that. I like seeing people get into it. It's awesome. Julia says that Big Dog Barbecue is going to be there serving up smoked meats. Perfect. Let's see. Tim says hot poker smoked beer. Now we're talking. That might be really good. I don't think I've ever tried that. Caroline says smoked beer is delicious, and if you don't like it, you should give it another chance. I think I equate it a lot to the same thing I say about sour beer or anything that is a little bit on an extreme. Not that I'm the only person that says this. This is not something I came up with, but you really have to wait for your palate to adjust sometimes. Hot poker smoked beer, would that be redundant? No. The hot poker, and I'll get to my thing in a second. A hot poker doesn't just add more smokiness to it. It's like a texture thing that it does to the beer. It kind of cuts off the carbonation a little bit and makes it kind of smoother and creamier. And then the actual head of the beer gets like a caramelized thing to it. But it's an obsession. If I had a smoked beer, I would try it tonight. And I don't think I have anything smoked right now. There might be something lingering in the fridge there. I don't know. But anyways, like people say a lot about sour beer, where you have to take 3 sips before you form an opinion. I think that smoked beer is very similar. I don't think 3 sips is enough. I think sometimes you got to really kind of let it fill your palate before you can adjust. Maybe like a big giant hoppy beer. The first time, even somebody who loves big giant hoppy beers. If you're coming at it with a fresh palate, that first taste or the first couple tastes are going to be very, very bitter, and it's going to kind of throw you all out of whack. Whereas once your palate adjusts to it, then you start to get in deeper to some of the other stuff in there, and it's like that with smoked beer for me sometimes too. It's like once my palate adjusts to the smoke, then the world opens up and everything becomes more awesome. So if you maybe have taken a sip of smoked beer before and you thought it wasn't for you, maybe a pint first of something, and then the flight afterwards will be fun. Marco says, I just don't like when a beer tastes like licking an ashtray. I would agree with that. That doesn't sound good. However, a good smoked beer should not taste like licking an ashtray. So, there is a range there of what things should be. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed. Darkness made a post today. They are serving their beer in a tent out on the sidewalk right now, because they tore out the entire cooler that's in their tap room right now and are expanding it, which is cool. However, their tap room is all torn up right now, but their little darkness is growing, which is very cool. It's been fun watching them kind of grow over the years. I know they have a lot of plans of things that they could do. When they added the food truck to the front and then that big covered patio, it was big for them. And then getting a bigger cooler, I can only assume will mean that we will see more beers maybe, or possibly they're just going to be distributing more. Don't lick ashtrays, guys. Just no ashtray licking. It's not the way to do it. I put a post up today on the blog about Boston Beer and their first infused beverage that they are doing in Canada. It's called Teapot. It is a iced tea infused with cannabis. They made a big point in their press release talking about how they want to always be at the forefront of innovation in beverages, and although they love beer, it's about a lot of other things too for them, and one of those is going to be infused beverages and cannabis infused beverages. And the only way for them to really do that in a marketplace right now is to be releasing them in Canada, because Canada's a little more lenient with the regulation versus what is happening here in the United States currently. Not that things aren't catching up, especially in some parts of town. We can talk about that, Marco. I completely lost my train of thought. Marco's replying to Marco. Okay, we'll go jump to that. Marco says, "What about the restaurant group that owns La Rosa's and Skyline opening 2 breweries? Is that the barleycorn thing down in Kentucky? I assume." I didn't read the article that was posted, but I assume that that's it. If it is, I'll just assume that it is. They are doing they're doing a production facility and then a second tap room, both of them in Kentucky, Wilder, and then Independence, I believe. I mean, I don't think it's not shocking to me. I've said for a very long time that the future of craft beer is going to be that I say everybody, but I think that's although I don't, maybe at one point that will be true, but more and more people that currently serve alcohol will be making their own alcohol, be it beer or spirits or anything else, or wine. It just makes more sense that way, especially with how popular it has become. So I'm not shocked to see restaurants jumping into that game. They're definitely not the last that we will see that will be like that. I mean, from the very beginning of craft beer in this country, brew pubs were a huge part of that, of a restaurant that makes their own beer. This is obviously a little different, that it's a restaurant that's been around for a while, a restaurant group that's been around for a while, that is then bringing in the beer making side of things. But it's not shocking to me at all. I think that we will see lots of restaurants, lots of major restaurants, kind of try to go that route. I wouldn't be surprised to see smaller bars doing it. I think that just a smart way to do it, and especially if you can do it well, and there's no reason, if you get the right people in there, that you can't do it well. Margo says McDonald's. Yeah, I'll be all about it. I'd buy a McDonald's beer. Joe says Missing Link Fest is coming up after Memorial Day. Anyone going? Brett Coleman Baker says I'll be there. It is for anybody that doesn't know, Missing Link Fest is a festival, and it's celebrating a lot of different things. It's built around this yeast that the guys over at Urban Artifact discovered on an old fermentation vessel in the FJ Link lagering tunnels. They propped it up and made beer out of it, gave it to the city, and made this holiday around it. It celebrates a lot of different things, obviously the history here in Cincinnati, this discovery, but they invite everybody to, or anybody that wants to make a beer and be part of this festival. I will not be there, and I am kind of heartbroken about that. That is the weekend that we are headed out of town to go to the beach, which, as much as I love going to the beach, I kind of would rather be sitting in a brewery drinking a bunch of Missing Link beers. So we'll see if I'm able to snag some and and try it before then. But also, we are maybe trying to get a brewcast put together, talking about Missing Link. But we'll see how schedules work out to figure that out. But Colin says they kegged theirs today, cans tomorrow, and then killing it with fire on Thursday. Caroline says I'll offer you save you some beers, but I'd drink them all. I understand. No worries. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. I think that any any excuse where we can put some kind of a holiday together, or we get together as fellow beer drinkers and hang out and drink beers, I think is a good thing. I will be drinking beer at least, but I'll be doing it staring at the ocean. Although it's always a little stressful when you go on vacation. You either have to make sure you pack enough beer to survive that first night, or as soon as you get where you're going, you got to start hunting for a beer store or something to stock the fridge. So we'll see. And it's going to be a really long trip to get there. We're talking I think we figured it out, and it's 13 hours, maybe 12, 13 hours in the car, and we're going straight, trying to time it so that the kids sleep for as much as possible, which means we're probably leaving in the middle of the night, which means no sleep for me, and we're just going to power through. So Marco says, so still hunting and gathering. Exactly. I know that there is beer down there. I just have to find it. Caroline says, enjoys your tits time with some good beers. Toes in the sand. All right, I will. It's funny because this is not even a valid complaint, but I don't even care about the beach all that much. I like hearing the waves. I like smelling the ocean. But I'm probably the happiest just sitting on the deck outside of a beach house, looking at the ocean, smoking a cigar and drinking beer all week, which is silly because I can just sit on my porch and drink beer and smoke a cigar and be just as happy. So I don't really need to drive to the beach to do it. Brett says, smoked fruit collab soon. ? I think that is a fantastic idea. And then Julia says, and then hot poker it. I have tried to hot poker a couple urban beers. And typically, for me, they haven't worked out great for some reason. I don't know if it's just that there is not a lot of residual sugar happening in there, which my favorite beers that I have hot pokered have all been Bock beers, and Bock typically does not have a lot of residual sugar in it. I know that a lot of people say that they're big and sweet or whatever, but they're really not sweet beers, and that's kind of the same thing with Urban's beer. So I can't figure out why it didn't work. And Colin says, I did kind of pitch a grilled pineapple beer a while back. Never went anywhere. That sounds good. I made a grilled Paloma one time, which is grapefruit. So I just took the grapefruit, put a little bit of sugar on the outside, threw that on the grill and got it all caramelized and amazing, and then used the juice from that, and oh man, it was good. So maybe a grilled Paloma beer. But I like grapefruit. A lot of people that I've talked to just aren't big grapefruit fans. So, and Julia says grilled pineapple and grilled peaches. Grilled peaches is a fun one too. I'm kind of all about any kind of grilled fruit. Come to think of it, I don't like sweet things that much. I mean, not that I don't like them, but it's not my typical flavor profile that I go for. So when you add that grilled thing to Brett says hot poker just makes cask beer 1 mug at a time. Kind of. But that marshmallowy thing that it does to the head is a whole different ball game. It is something that when it hits perfect, it is so good. Marco says grilled watermelon. Let's just grill all of the fruit and put it in beers. I think that's the lesson learned here. So we talked about weed tea. We talked about grilled beer. We talked about beaches. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we start wrapping this up? Since my internet is miserable. I am, as of right now, planning on not missing any episodes of Weekly Pint in the next few weeks. I don't know exactly, especially next Monday. Next Monday is going to be the hard one because that's the day we come back from camping. And I've, in years past, I've done it, but I've either done it like super, super late that night, or I just say, forget about it, and I do it on Tuesday. We can do either one. I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys tell me right now. So next Monday, would you rather me do a Weekly Pint super, super late, so possibly like, on Memorial Day, 11 o'clock at night, or would you rather me just wait and do it Tuesday night at normal time? We'll get a couple votes in, and then we'll just let that be the decision. Although I probably have to mow the grass sometime that week, as close to Friday as possible. Julia says, do it Tuesday for BC's Montgomery. We could do that. Except what BC's closes, what time do they close? Don't they close at like 9 or something? Caroline says, if it's after 10, I'll be sleeping. You need to let Julia and Marco get back from their recording first. Yeah, unless if I do it from BC's, then they'll just be there. Maybe we'll set up 3 mics. Or if I do it there, I don't even have to have mics. I just plug them in. Julia says, do it early, or we'll have to bribe Ben to let us stay. Chicano Azteca says, take a shot. I don't have anything to take a shot of in here. Yeah, I don't have any liquor in here. It's all out there. I'll take a swig of beer. Julia says, parking lot Weekly Pint. We can stay on the patio if they're closed. Maybe we'll do it early. I don't know. It depends. I don't know. I'll tell you what. As of right now, assume or go to Higher Gravity Summit Park. That might be an option too. Assume that it will be 7 shots in over here. Assume that it will be either on time on Monday, or I will tweet and let you guys know that that it is going to be a different time, or if it's going to be live from somewhere else. I will let you guys know on Monday where that is going to be, so that everybody can come hang out and do 7 shots together. If it's depending on where it is, you may not be able to do shots together. We'll let that kind of wrap things up because I'm stressed about the poor internet here. I don't know what this actually looks like or sounds like for you guys. So, yeah, we'll be back next week sometime, and it'll be good. If anybody, I put something out on social media, but if any of you guys know any places down in the Outer Banks, specifically kind of Kitty Hawk, Nag's Head, kind of that area right there, that you've been to, that you recommend, that you think is a good place that you should go drinking when you're down there, send it to me somehow in some kind of message, and maybe I'll work it into the vacation, and in turn into a possible podcast, probable podcast, and hopefully a YouTube video will come out of that, because I haven't done a YouTube video for a few weeks now, and that's bothering me that I haven't done one. I've been too busy making videos for other people to make a video for myself. The joys of doing this full time. Thank you guys. Like I said, we will be back next week. We'll figure out where and when, and I'll let you know. Thank you guys for hanging out. See you guys later. I'm going to go grill some, I think I have watermelon. I'm going to go grill some watermelon at whatever time it is, 10 o'clock at night. Why not?